That's heavy. Okay. Hey, what's up, guys? It's Mendo. Welcome back to my channel. This is the third time I'm trying to make this. Every time I either just got distracted, disrupted. I'm trying to make this for you guys because I'm hopping. I'm hopping on the bandwagon, and I'm doing a back to school video. I start school on I just forgot what day I start school. I start school Wednesday, the 4th. The 5th. I start the 5th on Wednesday. My brother starts tomorrow because he's in high school. We're just gonna get on with this because I'm getting distracted again. Okay, so basically, I have an Under Armour backpack. It's whatever. You can't tell though because I put it in the washer because it was dirty and the thing came off. So I guess you're gonna have to deal with it. And if you don't believe me, I'll love you. In my first pocket, we just have this little container. Okay, yeah, I do have it. Okay, we have this little container. These are the buttons. And basically it just has all my index cards in it, and it has little folders for each class. I don't know if you can hear that, but there's a freaking loud truck. And then And then we have our second pocket. And how you made for me the best. I keep getting distracted. This is stupid. Okay. For my second pocket, we have so that I don't. I'm saying this. I'm saying I won't get distracted, but I definitely will. I'm gonna listen to some music. Anne Marie in freaking Ed Sheeran 2002 official acoustic video. Oh, good God. I will always remember. Oh, sorry. So, in our second pocket, okay, I don't want you guys to really hear it because copyright. And in our second pocket, I don't really have anything yet, but usually I'll have some folders in there. I just have this pencil case, and it just has all my colored pencils, markers, and then I have this pencil sharpener, and it also has an eraser at the top, which is great. Oops, I got I'm singing bye bye bye. Hold up. Anyway, now all that we have left is my main pocket, and this has literally everything. Not literally everything, but there's a lot. I just have this. I don't put it in my binder because my binder's small and it makes my binder really bulky and I don't like it. Basically, I just have a calculator, pens, pencils, Sharpies, even though my school doesn't let us have Sharpies. Oops, I got I'm singing bye bye bye. Hold on. And then I have Stephen King, Misery, my book that I'm in the middle of reading. And then I have this. It's just light blue. I love it. And then there's black, college ruled. This blue one I just showed you is college ruled as well. Then we have one wide ruled. Hold up, if you wanna go take a ride with me. And then this is also wide ruled and it's blue. I've already used this, but it's just some notes and stuff. And then I keep these stacked, biggest to smallest. Yeah, 'cause today we're love. Okay, and then I have my binder. I just hit you. And then I have my binder. It has some Panic at the Disco, some of my favorite lyrics. There's these words are knives and often leave scars. 'Cause these words are knives and often leave scars. And then there's Truth Be Told, I Never Was Yours. The fear of falling apart. You move in circles hoping no one's gonna find out. And if you love me, let me go. I was with you. Was not the weak can get an even wool. And then I realized making things. And it just has some loose leaf paper and it has the bus I need to get on. Because I moved, so I have a new bus. Cause girls like you are well, guys like me to say no. Hey. Nothing. Are Amanda and Michael still coming over? Cool. Okay. My dad came in. Okay. I hope you guys can hear this because I'm not trying to get copyright. Okay. This was on the school post and So I have, those are just 2 packages of loose leaf paper. And, okay, I only have 3 of these because I really didn't need a 4 for my science class because I never bring stuff home from my science class. We almost never have homework. I just have one for English, history, and math. And that's it for my backpack. It's heavy. And I'm gonna have a lunch pail this year as well because we can't do free lunches at my school anymore because my dad gets too much income. And since he gets too much income, we can't. I just forgot what I was gonna say. But that's my backpack. I'm not excited for school. I start Wednesday the 5th. And I'm mainly excited to just like see my friends because just my friends are great. They make everything better because school sucks, but like getting to see them every day is definitely worth it. I need to go. Thank you. I'm actually gonna turn off my music because I feel like you guys can still hear it, and I don't want to get copyrighted. So, also the night before last night, my dad was at work, and I was sitting in my living room. I was just watching YouTube. And I saw a flashlight on my garage door, and I was looking through my window. I saw a flashlight on my garage door. And I was like, I don't like that. There's a flashlight. And I was like, it can't be my neighbors because they don't go on that side of our yard. I was like, that's really weird. So I went and knocked on my mom's door. I was like, Mom, there are people in our backyard with flashlights. She's like, what do you mean? What? And at first I thought she like didn't believe me. She'd be like, what? I'm like, Mom, there are people in our yard with flashlights. And I'm like, and then I finally see like one of the flashlights point to my house, like so I could see the flashlight through my mom's curtain in her window. I was like, it was right there, and she saw it. She's like, oh, and she's like, oh, and she texted my dad. I was like, there are people in our yard, and he works right up there. We live by a casino. He works right up there, and it was 5 till 12. My dad like called the police that were working there that night and was like, my wife just texted me and there are people in my yard with flashlights. And they're like, do you want us to take care of it? And he's like, yes, please do. And so my mom's looking through one of her window curtains. I'm looking through the blinds in our living room. My brother's raging at Fortnite right now. But like it was so weird because they were like, we have a garden shed in the middle of our yard, and there used to be, like way before we moved in here, there was a flight of stairs that went to the top of the garage set. the top of the garage shed, and now there isn't. They took them out because it was a violation of safety, because there weren't any rails and it wasn't safe to go up there. So they took out all the stairs. But like the people that were in my yard with their flashlights, they were shining their lights at the top of it, and we're pretty sure they were like trying to figure out a way to get up there. And it was really creepy, and I was like shook. I was shook. And so like my mom is standing by the window, and her windows are open. I mean, she has a screen, but her windows were open. So like the people outside could probably hear what was going down inside. So like a whole chain of events happened. One of the guys like walked on leaves, which like made a crunching sound, which made my neighbor's dog start barking. And right after my neighbor's dog started barking, my mom's phone rang. And it's usually pretty loud because she doesn't want to miss any calls from my dad, and it was my dad calling her. And one of the guys that was in my yard, there's like a little porch outside my mom's room, and one of the guys that was in our yard ran to the porch and sat down on our porch. And like my mom's talking to my dad, and she's like, dude, now one of them's on our porch. They all have flashlights. And you could tell the guy was running because like you could see the flashlight going up and down and up and down and up and down. And then I went in the kid cove, which is like our second garage. But I go in there, I'm like, Tony, turn off your light. Like, turn off your light, turn off your TV. Yeah, I need you to come into the living room with me. And he's all, why? Turn off my light. And he could tell that I was shook because he started quaking in his boots. And I was like, you need to turn off your TV. And he's all, why? I'm like, because there's literally people outside of the garage door and they can hear you. And he turned off his TV. We went into the living room. My mom's on the phone with my dad. My dad's like, yeah, we just sent 2 sheriffs down there. And so a truck pulled in and then turned back around and out, but didn't go fully out. He stopped halfway. And once they confirmed that they were at the right house, they like put on all their car lights, and the truck and the SUV came on down with all their lights on. And the guys were like, is this Joe's house? And we're like, yeah. And it was so scary. We're like, yes, it is. And they're like, okay, so what's going on? We tell them the brief story. And like, I'm just like quaking in my boots. And it's 12 midnight. I'm just trying to chill. You know, I'm waiting for my sister to get home from work at 2. You know, just watching YouTube, and then all of a sudden there's people in my yard. Well, the people that were in my yard, so go back. The sheriffs got here, like, is this the house? We're like, yes. And they're like, so what's happening? We tell them, we're like, they're out there. They were out there in our yard. And one sheriff goes around our front garage, and the other one goes this way. And then they like meet up and go. And they're looking around. They don't see anybody. They go talk to our neighbors that live above us. They're like, your neighbors like just saw some people in your yard. Do you know anything about that? And they're like, well, because we live by a creek. And they're like, well, we see people down by the dam with flashlights all the time. And we're like, okay, but they weren't just at the dam. They were like in my yard. In the yard. So they come back. They're like, we talked to the neighbors. They know nothing about it except for they usually find people up by the creek, and if they were here, they were here. And he's like, well, they're gone. They didn't find anybody. And then after the cops left, we came inside, and my dad said he wanted us to keep all of our house lights off, but our outside lights on, so that they'd be seen if they came back, which they didn't that night, I don't think. But my dad's pretty sure. And then 15-20 minutes later, my brother comes running in the living room. He's like, I just heard a really loud break of a giant branch in our yard. And my mom's like, well, it was probably just a branch and stuff. But my dad thinks they went and hid down by the... Hello? Parents? Okay. My dad says that he thinks they went and hid down by the creek while the cops were here. And then after they knew the coast was clear, they left. So we're pretty sure that's what the branch noise was. And then the next day, it's my dad's day off yesterday. We're talking. He says, and I found a pack of cigarettes. And obviously they're not mine. They're not my brother's. They're not any of my siblings. Because, one of them is old enough to buy them, but she doesn't because she doesn't smoke. And then he shows us the pack. And it's not the ones he normally gets. It's the ones he doesn't like. And my dad was like, Tony, you take out the trash all the time. Because behind our garden shed is where we keep our trash cans and stuff. And he's like, you take the trash out all the time. Was this by the garden shed in the yard? He's like, no, it's not. So my dad found that. And we have a badminton net. And then we have a red border that's staked down to the ground. And it looks like somebody tripped over it because one specific part of it is moved in. Here's where it normally was. It was moved in about here. So someone tripped on it. And then it's just been really creepy. And then usually my sister would just walk home because it's that close. It's 2 minutes away. But my dad called one of the armed ambassadors and was like, because they got off work at the same time. I was like, I need you to take my daughter home from work. We don't want her walking by herself because it's dangerous right now, and we just don't want her to walk. She's like, okay, I'll take her home. And they were really good friends, so it was totally fine. But then my dad told us that the sheriffs were up by... And I was pretty sure I told the sheriffs and my parents, I was like, I am pretty sure there was at least 3 or 4 of them. And my dad said that the sheriffs went back up to the casino and they were in the parking lot and they saw a group of people that may or may not have had something to do with it. And they said the driver ran away before they got caught or something. I don't know, but it was really, really creepy. And people were in my yard. We don't know what they were looking for, but... And my neighbor's dog has been acting really weird lately because usually it'll bark at us for a couple seconds and then we'd be like, you're fine, we're not gonna hurt you. And then, but the day it happened, it was 6 p.m, the day there were people in our yard. the dog just kept barking and barking and barking, and the owners was like, Bailey, come on, stop. Like, it was so weird. And then the dog even barked at like people it knew, and like almost got ran over because it was being so stupid. And like, we think that like maybe the dog suspected that like there were like bad people around the area. We don't know. It was just really, really weird. I definitely didn't really get sleep that night. I didn't fall asleep until like 4, but I did fall asleep. Today my dad got no trespassing signs, and we're locking the gate because we have a gate, like a gate entrance that leads to the creek, and we're locking that off. And we're gonna give our neighbors a key because our neighbors go down to the creek too. That's the only entrance. We're gonna give our neighbors a key and be like, this is to unlock our river entrance, because it's either they came from the road or from the river entrance. Which, if they did come from the road, and because they definitely had a car, if it's the people that got talked to up by the casino, because they were like, the driver ran off before they got caught. So I'm assuming they had to have parked. Way up there by the apartment buildings. Anyways, that's my what's in my bag and a little story time. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Comment down below what you want to see next on my channel. I love you guys so much. I will see you guys on the next video. Bye. I love you guys so much. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys next time.